Hey everybody, I hope you're doing great. This is Mike Power here, founder of the DJ Disclosure, and in this video I want to talk about why DJs can leave the music industry and perhaps quit halfway through on a major goal, or just leaving the music industry in general. And there can be many reasons why people quit, but I want to really talk about two core fundamental reasons that I've come across, I've been guilty of, and also I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been guilty of this as well in various stages, and that's really comparing yourself to other DJs and your own mental inner dialogue and own inner critic, I guess you could say. So look, at various stages we've all done this, I'm sure. We evaluate ourselves to others. If we're not at a certain stature or achievement at a certain period of time after setting out a goal or an intention, we start to really compare ourselves to others and where we should be. And it's really just one way to really, I guess you could say, beat yourself up and destroy all your motivation and confidence. And whenever we start out on a new venture or a new goal, we have a great deal of optimism, energy, motivation and confidence, and we see things as really optimistic for the future. And then when things start to get really hard, we come up against our limitations, then we also get that mental inner dialogue that talks negatively to us, that doubts themselves and struggles, and that's where we really get stuck. And this is why we need like the magic number one ingredient, which is very underrated and underestimated, and that's patience. Patience is needed in the music industry because the reality is we're constantly bombarded by the short-term instant gratification that you see on Facebook, where everything looks nice and pretty, but however we don't see the full story behind people's successes. Therefore we can start to fall into the trap of thinking things are going to be easy, or there's going to be an easy road and we want a shortcut. And the reality is that it really is a marathon run rather than a short sprint to achieve a major goal and to last in the music industry as a DJ. And this is why we need to really start measuring progress, because in order to achieve great things, we have to really reward ourselves with the small wins. And it starts with measuring the progress, because progress really equals fulfillment. And a lot of people, and I've been guilty too, of looking at a certain goal that might seem so far away, and then you look at it and you go, oh shit, I wish I was I'm so far away from this goal, this is impossible to achieve. We've all done that, I'm sure. And instead of looking at that way, look at where you are now and look at where you've come from in the beginning, and measure how far you've come rather than how far you've got to go, and that builds a lot more confidence. And you sort of, as long as you're growing and progressing through a major goal, and you're still involved in the music industry, within a goal in the music industry I'm referring to, well then you're going to keep moving forward and forward and forward, and things are going to feel better and better as time goes on. And the reality is you can't compare yourself to other people in the music industry, and you can't put pressure on yourself to achieve things in a certain amount of time, because the reality is everyone's got different circumstances and a different story, and we're constantly comparing ourselves and thinking and saying false bullshit in our head that we should have this at this time and we should have that at another time. And because we see other people do that or have that on Facebook or whatever, we don't really take into consideration, or we haven't even heard their story and their circumstances compared to ours. So therefore we can have a tendency to maybe quit or give up, or get down on ourselves. And I've seen a few people in my time quit on something that they had so much talent to do and go all the way ahead. So that's what I wanted to sort of, I guess you could say, explain in this video. So Instead of looking at the goal and saying, I've got, so far to go till I achieve the goal, look at where you are now to where you started, and look how far you've come, and reward your wins, and look at the progress, and then build on that. And don't fall victim to jealousy or envying other DJs or people because you haven't seen their story and their circumstances compared to yours. So I hope this video's been very helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in another one. Cheers.